In today's video, we are going to explore the 6 main types of quadrilaterals, which are square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, trapezium, and kite. We will go through each of these one by one and explain all the important characteristics you need to understand them clearly. Before we dive in, it is worth pointing out that we will be using the British naming system. So if you are watching this from another country, a couple of terms might be a little different from what you're used to. Let us start with the square. A square is a very specific type of quadrilateral where all 4 sides are exactly the same length and all 4 internal angles are right angles, meaning they are 90 degrees each. We usually indicate these right angles with small square symbols at the corners. Another important feature of a square is that the opposite sides are parallel, which means they run in the same direction without ever meeting. So the 2 vertical sides are parallel to each other, and the 2 horizontal sides are also parallel to one another. In addition, squares are highly symmetrical. They have 4 lines of symmetry and a rotational symmetry of order 4. This means that there are 4 distinct positions during a full 360-degree rotation where the square looks exactly the same. Next, we have the rectangle. You can think of rectangles as stretched-out versions of squares. Although they have right angles at each corner just like a square, the lengths of their sides differ. Specifically, one pair of opposite sides is longer than the other pair. As a result, rectangles only have 2 lines of symmetry, usually along the vertical and horizontal midlines, and their rotational symmetry is of order 2, which means they look the same twice during a full rotation. Now, let us look at the rhombus. A rhombus is somewhat like a square that has been tilted or pushed over. Imagine taking a square and applying pressure at one corner so it leans over to one side. What you end up with is a rhombus. When you rotate a rhombus, it might also resemble a diamond shape, and while some people refer to it as a diamond, the correct mathematical term is rhombus. Because it shares the same roots as a square, a rhombus has 4 sides of equal length. However, unlike a square, its internal angles are not right angles. Instead, it has 2 larger angles that are equal to each other and 2 smaller angles that are also equal to each other. In total, that makes 2 pairs of equal angles. A rhombus also has 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel, giving it a total of 4 parallel sides arranged in pairs. Additionally, it features 2 lines of symmetry and has rotational symmetry of order 2. Moving on to the parallelogram, this shape is very similar to the rhombus, but instead of starting with a square, think of it as a pushed-over rectangle. Like the rhombus, a parallelogram has opposite sides that are equal in length and parallel to each other, and it also has 2 pairs of equal angles. However, unlike the rhombus, the sides in a parallelogram are not all equal, just the opposite sides match in length. Parallelograms do not have any lines of symmetry, but they do have rotational symmetry of order 2. Now, let us discuss the trapezium. In the British system, a trapezium is any quadrilateral that has only 1 pair of parallel sides. These can be tricky to recognize at first. For example, if you look at a shape and find that only 2 sides are parallel while the other 2 are not, then it qualifies as a trapezium. However, if both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then it is actually a parallelogram, not a trapezium. Most trapeziums do not have any lines of symmetry or any rotational symmetry. There is one special exception called an isosceles trapezium. In this variation, the 2 non-parallel sides are of equal length, which gives the shape 1 line of symmetry running vertically through the center. Remember that this is the only type of trapezium that has any symmetry. Also keep in mind that this definition is based on the British system. Some other countries might use the term trapezium differently. Finally, we come to the kite. A kite is shaped just like the kind of kite you might fly in the sky on a windy day. The defining features of a kite include having 2 pairs of adjacent sides that are equal in length. These pairs usually meet at a central point. A kite also has exactly 1 pair of equal angles, which are opposite each other. It has 1 line of symmetry, typically running down the vertical center, but no rotational symmetry. Anyway, that wraps up everything for this video. If you found the information useful or learned something new today, please feel free to share this video with your friends or let your teachers know about us. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.